was a good conversation. I mean, it was.
Call to order, Hazleton City regular meeting, Thursday, November 21st, 2013. The time is now 5:40. Please stand for silent meditation, followed by Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Excuse me. Bast?
Here.
Mope?
Here.
Mundy?
Here.
Shatter?
Here.
Perry?
Here. Proclamations, communications. Nothing extra, but at this point...
Approving the minutes and meetings.
Oh, I'm sorry. Approving the minutes, previous meeting, September 19th and November 7th, regular meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so moved. Proclamation, communication. At this point of the agenda, we're going to call for individuals to take the oath of office for junior council. So if we can have Sabrina Ettinger step forward, Joseph Habel, Pamela Rodriguez, Joelle Aaron Soto, and Melissa Ruth Terizzi. I think I pronounced all those correctly. Okay. All right. If you want to just raise your right hand and repeat after me. Okay. Maybe we can have you, we should maybe face the crowd so they can take your picture,
Yeah.
perhaps?
Yeah.
Time to
Maybe
turn
if you-
around.
yeah.
That way. I'll come out in front.
You doing this again? Oh, you had so much fun the first time, huh?
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Tell Barry we said thank you too.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you.
Get one from Sam.
What do I do with this?
Good, that's Jim's.
I can actually see the coverage that night. I didn't see the show at all.
I didn't get either of them.
Hello. The table's out a little bit on her end. Maybe she'll have more room.
You're probably right.
Pull that out a little bit. She looks like she's squashed in the corner. Better?
That's an I.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay. Just want to make mention,
This one's always
Melissa Irizarry is the name. There's a misspelling on it. Okay, just to be aware of that. Okay. All right. I do want to welcome the new council, the junior council, and we'll give you an opportunity to make a statement if you'd like at the end. Okay. Thank you very much for wanting to participate. We hope this continues in the future. I think it's great that we've had more than 5 people want to be participating in this. I think it's a great idea. And we hope you get more involved. And this is great for our community. Okay. All right, courtesy of the floor to the audience regarding matters on the agenda only. If you would, stick to a couple of minutes. There we go.
D. Deacus Hazleton. This is concerning Resolution 2013-103 about the stormwater fee. Aren't all fees done by ordinance rather than resolution? And the second part is because we haven't really established how much of the town really has stormwater. I'm in an area where there are no storm sewers, and there's a lot of areas without storm sewers, and since this is a fee based on actual costs, I think that this still needs quite a bit more work. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Dr. Sosar. Oh, I didn't know who wants to go first.
Ordinance 2013-24. Are these rates correct? I'm only asking that because if you remember, you changed the non-resident mid-year, okay? Are the rates correct? They just don't seem correct to me, so I'm just asking.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good.
Thank you. Dave Sosar, 338 West 2nd Street. First of all, congratulations to the junior council members. I wish you all well. And the council, this is in regards to the budget itself. And I know that everybody, the last while back, the last few weeks, have been trying to look at the budget and investigate and to see what needs to be done and how it should be worked on out. I'm not here to rant and rave. I'm just here to comment on the budget as such. And I think that really there needs to be a lot more work and probably pencil and eraser being put to a budget that unfortunately seems in some cases to have inflated some numbers and reduced some numbers in other places. It's hard to really track a lot of where some of the money goes once it goes into the general fund. And I know I've been looking at even some of the more particular pages in regards to this. There's no narrative, so it is hard to kind of follow in some cases. You have a storm sewer, which you're possibly voting on tonight. Again, just as a sidebar here, I'm sorry, I just don't understand all of these figures here, and I hope that you as council at least have been informed more dutifully than any of us in the audience what this actually looks like and represents. Because if you look at it, and I'm not going for a joke here, but this is as complicated as it gets. I hope that some explanation has been given to council as to what all this means and what it represents to you. If not, I think somebody needs to explain what all this is about. But back to the budget. I know we've got a lot to do in terms of the budget. There are areas where it goes into the general fund, like this sewer authority or transmission fee, and it's not really explained fully as to where everything has to go. There are numbers, but when you go into a general fund like that, it's hard to follow everything as to what needs to be spent, how it's being spent. I saw some numbers already. Maybe, Mr. Hahn, you can explain what it is. I've seen some numbers, not only for longevity, which I'm not sure everybody who is in fact provided with longevity is by city criteria entitled to longevity. I think some of that needs to be clarified, and these are minuscule in some cases. These are small amounts. There are big amounts too. I just tried to ask a couple of people what the incentive was. I'm not really sure what the incentive is either. Is it for sick time, vacation time?
Yes.
Is it for, but there's a flat fee right across the board in every department. I know the number's different, but it's a flat fee. If it's for sick time and vacation time and all, it would seem like incentive probably is not the appropriate word. That's a minor thing in comparison to, but you know, a council that's got to vote on this really needs as clear information as you possibly can get. If you don't have clear and precise information on a budget, you can't make a good, honest decision. And I know that you guys want to do that. We're talking about within a month to a month and a half, there's changes. We all understand that. But I will, and this is to you, Mr. Perry, and to you, Mr. Shader, and I'm not preaching, okay? Please don't get it wrong. I'm not preaching. But you and I are interested in the city of Hazleton, as every other member here. I expect that for the next month, month and a half, just like those of us who come on to council within the next month and a half, will dutifully work as hard as we can to make this budget appropriate for the people of the city of Hazleton. This is not a time to turn around, and you're teachers, so am I. We all know that when the end of the school year comes at the end of May, you don't stop teaching at the beginning of May. You know, we've got too much to cover and too much to do. And that's the same as here in this city.
Sure.
So please, I think you need to ask the questions. I think you need to get the clarifications. I think everybody wants to see where this money comes from, where it goes to especially, and especially for these good people. And that's all that I can say right now, but I really think that there needs to be some closer analytical look at this. I would even ask as far as the storm sewer, and I know my time has been far exceeded already. I'll stop in a second. But is there a cost analysis done? I don't think that's a cost analysis here. I really don't. I want to see what really and truly is the cost analysis by someone in clear, precise numbers so that you guys on council can make a clear decision. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you. Okay. Old business, ordinances none. Resolutions. Resolution 2013-103, establishing a stormwater collection and management plan fee regarding ordinance 2013-13. This has been tabled on 11/7/13.
I'll make a motion to take it off the table.
Okay, a motion to take it off the table. Do we have a second?
Second.
We got a second from Mr. Mundy. Okay. Roll call.
Bast,
Yes.
Mope,
Yes.
Mundy,
Yes.
Shatter,
Yes.
Perry.
Yes. Okay. Resolution 2013-103. Now on the table.
Yes, I'll present it.
Okay, Mr. Bass presents.
I'll second.
Shatter seconds. All right, on the question.
Did you receive any of the examples of specific properties throughout town? What cost?
Dominic Yanuzzi was going to provide samples. He sent over some examples that he just put down for various size lots in the city, and if they were residential, commercial, downtown commercial, or mining, what the cost would be. I have some days that said. I don't know this. He was, I thought, going to provide some visuals of
So someone a residential who's lives on a half an acre would pay $102 then? Is that correct then?
Yes.
All right, so an acre would be $204. So someone who lives on a regular 32 by 200 would be $30.
Yes.
Downtown pays a little more.
And that the commercial space would be $56.80 for the 6,400 size. Downtown commercial would be $75.75. For the downtown commercial, a 1 acre parcel would be $515. The commercial, $386 for a 1 acre parcel.
Has anyone in administration considered looking for grants, to provide for this? To provide for the carrying of the storm sewer that we have?
They're not that I'm aware of.
Not yet.
No. There have been some Penvest loans, I think, that the city took out to do some various projects, but
Right.
I'm not aware of any grants, nor am I aware of any that were applied for.
I mean, I think that, before we have to provide a fee, and I think that we need specific examples like this, and I think we need to listen to, what is presented, but I think that, and ultimately, I think we need to look first to see if we could apply for a grant, to take care of this. Regardless of, who owns what, the city owns a portion of these stormwater sewers. And they need to be maintained, they need to be taken care of because they've been neglected over all these years. DEP has stated that, we need to, take care of these for various reasons, whether it's, through, violation of the Clean Water Act, because eventually we're going to have to take care of these. But I think that we need to ultimately look at, grants, before we sock on a fee to people.
I don't know that it's been completely determined who owns or who is responsible for maintaining which particular outlet. The sewer system has been turned over to the Greater Hazleton Sewer Authority.
But we're still liable for anything that goes on the surface, am I correct?
Some of the inlets will be their responsibility, some would be the city's. I don't know that that's determined who's in charge of which one.
Because there's some that are we've noticed some very nasty ones. I mean, there's some that are pretty bad, but we would be obviously liable, I would think, as we were in the past. We've already had litigation on a few of them, am I correct? Now, Steve, this is based on $25. This schedule,
Yes.
this fee is all on $25, okay.
And the reason these numbers were arranged to bring in enough revenue to meet the $500,000 that's in the budget.
Yeah, I think the intent of that was to share the responsibility, including hospitals, schools would be paying for this also.
Yes.
That was the intent, not to, it would lower the burden of placing that $500,000 either A, on the taxpayers, or B, laying off people to accommodate that $500,000. And this process was supposed to be intended to also provide relief from the DPW workers from taking money to pave roads when they can use this money to pave the roads. We don't have anything in the budget for paving, so this would help us around areas where it needed to be paved. So it would be dedicated for this, but if there is a need in that area, which we've seen, paving has taken, some of them can be massive. But right now, the money we have to take out of the budget to do this is coming right out of the general fund, I might imagine. But I do think we need more information. I think it's still needed to be more detailed. There are many properties I've heard from people down 15th Street that do not have a sewer, do not want to pay this. So that's something we have to address also.
So what are you saying? You're going to table it?
I didn't say anything.
Well, you said you need more information. What does that mean? Does that
Well, I
mean you
think
wanna
it's, we
table
don't,
it?
I think this is all we got is not enough.
That means you want to table it. You originally put this in the budget at the beginning of the year. I was against it, so was Jeannie. Now you're going to just say, you're going to wash your hands of it, you're not going to do anything.
Oh,
You're
I'll
not
let
gonna
you- I'll
pass
let you
this.
handle it,
This
Jack.
is $500,000 in the budget
Okay.
that you're going to leave a mess.
There
You're
goes
gonna leave
Jack
this
again.
mess.
There's a go, Jack. You can
Yeah.
decide yourself because I don't think we can
Okay,
collect
you're
it
not
at this
gonna
time.
decide. You're
We
not gonna
can't-
decide.
We
You're
can't
gonna
do it
run
this.
away from it.
No, Jack, I'm going to let you handle it.
You're the one that put it in the budget.
Then-
I didn't.
then you
it's in
take-
the budget because
then-
you put it in.
then you take it out.
put
Hey,
500,000, not
Calm
me.
down, Jack. Calm down.
Not
You're
me.
showing your true colors again.
Well, I'll show my true colors.
You are.
put it in
This is the
budget.
problem. You guys vote for
Well, it
this,
is
you
the
get
problem.
this.
Excuse
Okay.
You're the problem.
Okay, Jack. Well, you can take over
Excuse
after
me.
this.
Yeah, I will.
So we're going to let you decide.
I will. I will.
Excuse me.
Go ahead, Jean,
I'd
your
like
turn.
to say something. Number one.
Don't embarrass
this
these
has been
kids.
going on for quite a few
Don't
months.
worry about the kids.
Since the spring. Everybody's known about it. Everybody's had more than enough time to investigate, ask for if how it's going to affect. Do we need a grant? Should we get a grant? First of all, the malarkey is the thing that we were shown, the slideshow and the whole 9 yards from Yanuzzi, Dominic, our engineer. Those inlets all belong to the sewer authority.
How do you know
Those
that, though?
inlets were neglected through the years. We had 150,000 in for sewer inlet and repair and maintenance, and they were neglected through the years. The storm lines are basically fairly new, and so are the inlets. So I don't want to hear that, oh, we have to fix them because they're degraded. Let's tell the truth now. Besides that, on top of it all, a lot of that was separated, we found out was still combined, such as the terrace. And the where was opened, and it's all flowing back to the sewer authority anyhow. There's a lot of problems here, but you put it in the budget. You should have found out before you did that. And now we're stuck with a budget that has a hole in. So I'm asking you to, you passed the budget, it was your thing, you do right.
Okay, are we all finished?
Thank you.
Roll call? You have something you want to say?
Well, I just think that, we've heard from the sewer authority, and they're still coming up with numbers as to who owns what. And it's, whether it's 60/40, 50/50, whichever it is. I don't think anyone could specifically say, oh, this is, whoever's. And that's part of the problem. And, talking to residents, the many that I have, it's, we need to look at alternatives.
I agree with
and that's
you.
something that I agree with.
But
Well,
see,
how are you going to look at alternatives when the year's over now? This should have been. You should have passed this in the beginning of the year. You waited because of the
Exactly.
election
You should
until
have-
now,
you should
and
have
now
come
you're
up-
running out.
you should have come up with
You're
more
leaving a mess.
suggestions for the
I
budget.
came up with solutions. I wanted to do the budget.
Well, why didn't you do it then, Jack?
I wanted.
didn't
They
hear-
said no. I would have did the whole budget.
You said
I was
pass
open
the
and
budget and you'll
I
amend
wanted
it.
to
You
do the
didn't
whole
amend
budget. Everybody
anything.
went quiet.
Oh, come on, Jack. That's easy.
Do we need this money in the budget, this 500,000, or could we do without it?
It's in the budget and we need the money, yes.
Okay.
you put it in.
Yeah.
You
I
put it in
didn't-
at the beginning of the year.
Pardon?
When that ordinance, when it first came up and we did the budget, it was placed in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Now we're at the 11th.
All you're really doing by not putting this is giving the mayor his 83% tax increase, which
No.
you guys should have voted for anyway, because that's what you're doing. You're voting for his 83% increase by not doing the sewer fee. That's what you're doing. So that's what you did.
Well,
I don't think so, Jack.
Well, I think you did.
It's
That's
a
not
fee.
You're
true.
not passing it.
A fee or a tax.
Nobody's getting
it
taxed and
doesn't
charged
matter.
on this, are they?
It's the same thing. And the bottom line is it's
You don't
coming
like
out
it,
of the
take it out
tax.
of next year's budget.
Well, that's for next year, and that's for the new council. I'm talking about this year and what you did, what you three
Sure.
did. You put that in the budget, and now you don't have the guts enough to
You
vote
don't
for
have
it.
alternatives, Jack, did you?
Well, I will have alternatives.
This
I
was-
do
You wanted to
have.
sell land, which
I
you're not
do have
able to sell land.
alternatives.
I mean, come on, realistic ones.
This was, no. Everyone had an opportunity to present ideas upon when I arrived on council. Mrs. Moe provided the option of, reducing administrative salaries. There was an issue about, was offered to, the timbering was offered, okay? Those were the only two offerings that I heard of.
I wanted to sell land at the water.
That
Your
was
buddy
offered.
Keegan came down
Come
from
on,
the
John.
balcony.
You can sell
said I
land,
couldn't
Can Do
it.
wants to hire you because they
I
can't
could
sell
that
land.
land. I offered to do everything.
Who's buying
you
it, Jack?
didn't say one word
Who's
when
buying
I
it?
said that. You said not. You
Miracle
didn't say a
looked
word.
at it, they don't want it. What do you think Can Do doesn't want to sell land too? They can't sell land. Do
It
you
was
some
offered.
kind of miracle worker or what?
Well, they
Be
seem-
We'll
realistic.
see what'll happen next
Yeah,
year.
oh,
We'll see what'll
I'll be
happen next
watching.
They
year.
seem
I'll
to
be
be
watching.
selling land. We just
Okay.
put somebody in now for a plant that has that magnetic thing that's going to go under the ground. So, I mean, they're able to sell.
I think that's long before that.
Miracle wanted it as a turnaround, and they didn't want all of the land, and they didn't purchase the land from the city authority.
Absolutely.
Because I agree with you. I think they need to try and sell the property, but no one wanted to buy it.
No one marketed it.
It's not our land to market.
Well, that's what you'd say. I say differently.
It isn't
because
our
your buddy
land.
Keegan agreed with you.
Well, how do you market it? You have money to spend to market it?
Yeah, I would have. I would have done everything.
Where would it come
I
from?
would have done everything. And
Where
I
would
offered
it come
to do that,
from?
and no one stepped
Oh,
forward.
Jack, you step
I
forward.
offered.
Why would
I
why you
offered.
need anybody's approval if you can do that?
I
Then do
offered.
it. Yeah, everybody offers. That's
I
cheap.
didn't hear it.
Cheap talk. Roll call, please.
Hey.
Let's have a roll call. Roll call.
Bast,
Yes.
Mope,
No.
Mundy,
No.
Shatter,
No.
Perry.
No. Failed for 1. New business ordinances. Ordinance 2013-22, providing for appropriation of specific amounts estimated as required for various departments of the government of the City of Hazleton, Luzerne County, during the fiscal year dating January 1st, 2014, and ending December 31st, 2014. This would be a first reading. I'll present.
I'll second.
A second, Mr. Bass. On the question. Any questions? Okay, roll call.
Bast,
No.
Mope,
No.
Mundy,
No.
Shatter,
No.
Perry.
No, fail. 5-0. Ordinance 2013-23. I think all these ordinances become null and void, right? Is that, we'll just go through them anyway. Reenacting ordinances 1931, 32, 33, imposing real estate tax, earned income tax, per capita tax, residential tax, respectively. Okay. Steve, are these correct? Is that what we got a question on? Is they correct numbers?
No, that's the next
Oh, the next one. I'm sorry. That wasn't this one, right? Okay. I'll present.
I'll second.
Bass seconds on the question. Steve, these numbers, these percentages
I
are.
have a question. Steve, there's no increases? These are the same fees?
These are exactly the same as last year.
Okay.
So it's the real estate transfer taxes, 1%, earned income tax is, I don't know why this says school district on here, but it's 1%, that's for the school district, 0.5% for the city of Hazleton, 8.85% for the retirement pension earned income. or
It's just
tax.
that ordinance 1932 just says where that 2.35% goes to.
2.35.
The total 2.35 where it goes.
Yes, this also.
That was because of what happened last year with
Yeah.
everything.
This, a per capita tax of $10, residence tax of $5. Those are the same.
Okay. Questions? You have a question? You got your question answered? Okay. Roll call?
Bast,
No.
Mope,
Yes.
Mundy,
Yes.
Shatter,
No.
You could call up Keegan and ask him how to vote.
Be
Barry?
respectful, Jack. Be respectful. No. I'll let you handle it. This is your budget, so you
Yeah,
gotta handle
okay,
it.
oh, that's fine.
That's why we're doing it.
That's fine.
Call Mikey.
We'll fix your mess.
Okay, Jack. We'll see.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Okay. Where are we here? Ordinance, all right, we're on 24. Ordinance 2013-24. This is providing for assessment levy and collection of tax for general municipal purposes for imposing additional tax for sole purpose of funding required benefits to be paid to or on behalf of pension recipients to Act 205.
I'll present.
Okay, Mr. Shatter presents.
Second.
Monday seconds. On the question.
There's no increases here, Steve?
No, these were,
Okay.
Lisa changed the dates on this was all.
Okay.
Okay.
Correct.
Everything's the same, the
Yes.
percentages. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Roll call.
Bast,
No.
Mope,
Yes.
Mundy,
Yes.
Shatter,
Yes.
Perry.
No. Pass 3-0, or 3-2, I'm sorry. First reading. Ordinance 2013-25, reenacting realty transfer tax provisions pursuant to Article 11D of the Tax Code, 71, authorizing, again, revenues, collection, enforcement, tax, interest, and penalties. All right.
I'll present.
Mr. Bass presents.
Second.
Mr. Mundy seconds. On the question.
Everything the same, Steve?
Yes, this is the real estate transfer tax,
Okay, thank you.
1%.
Roll call.
Bast,
Yes.
Mope,
Yes.
Mundy,
Yes.
Shatter,
Yes.
Perry.
Yes, pass 5-0, first reading. Ordinance 2013-26. Ordinance amending Ordinance 88-14, reenacting the mercantile and business privilege tax for the period of January 1st, 2014 through December 31st, 2014.
I'll present.
Second.
Mr. Bass presents, Mr. Mundy seconds. On the question.
Once again, for the record, everything's the same?
Yes, this is the much-loved mercantile tax is the same as it was last year.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
I would like it if this would be taken out of the budget, actually, because we all talk about, how business unfriendly the city is.
Well, we'd have another $500,000 hole, so you want the city to be in a hole $1 million, so you want to take that out when you're leaving.
Steve, is
Why
this-
don't you, the next time,
Jack,
when you run
behave.
for re-election, why don't you
Jack.
bring that up?
I'm not a career politician,
You
Jack.
could bring that up when you run for re-election.
Steve, what is the amount of money we take in on this?
And
It's approximately $450,000. I've been talking to some folks that are in the business of trying to collect additional monies that maybe aren't paid on these mercantile taxes. It's a somewhat difficult tax to try to track. We've this year have received, I think it's very close to $420,000 has come in on this already.
What we should be collecting?
But the budget is $450,000. I'm not sure what the total amount would be if everybody paid this. There are a lot of people, because of this rule, that are exempt from having to pay at all. Their rental properties are supposed to be paying.
Steve, I have a question. Are we collecting anything from Rinaldi?
Pardon?
From Rinaldi for the Creek Properties? I mean, that's a business. They're doing business in Hazleton. Maybe you could check with Berkheimer and check on it.
I'll get the list from them. I
That
think
could be a substantial amount of money.
I think we have just gotten the list of.
And
what-
Joyce rented some property on Broad Street. They rented that to, I guess, the PennDOT. They must have income from that. Maybe you could check on that. The property across from Jimmy's?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have some
The
other
old-
ones for you, too.
The old is that Nathan's or Powell's?
Yeah,
The old
Powell's. You could check on that, and maybe have Berkheimer check on it.
All right. Powell's.
Okay. Roll call.
Bast,
Yes.
Mope,
Yes.
Mundy,
Yes.
Shatter,
No.
Perry.
Yes, pass 4-1. Ordinance 2013-27, ordinance of the City of Hazleton fixing the tax rate of real estate located in the City of Hazleton, all city purposes for the fiscal year 2014. I'll present.
Second.
Mr. Monday seconds. On the question, Steve, these numbers are also,
Yes, these are the millage rates, total of 4.51 is the same as 2013, yes.
okay, roll call?
Bast,
No.
Mope,
Yes.
Mundy,
Yes.
Shatter,
No.
Perry,
No. Fail. 3-2. Well, resolutions. Resolution 2013-105. And this is awarding of contract for the 2013-14 winter emergency snow removal equipment. And the award of Tri-County Excavating as the lowest bidder, responsible bidder, truck with 10-foot wide two-way plow to be leased at $68 an hour with operator. And 2 cubic yard bucket loader and 3 cubic yard bucket loader, $75 per hour with operator. 3.5 cubic yard bucket loader, $80 an hour. I'll present.
I'll second.
Mr. Bass seconds. On the question.
Steve, was this was the only bidder?
This is
am I
the
correct?
one and only bidder on this, yes.
Okay.
One bid.
Do you know how it compares to last year?
I'm not sure with the prices. I think they were the one and only bidder last year also.
Okay.
I don't know what, I don't have that in front of me. I'm sorry of what we spent last year.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Is there a reason we only have one bidder, or what's, I mean, I don't like awarding bids to one bidder contracts. I don't like that, but is it within reason with, have you checked other municipalities as far as the pricing goes, or are they in line with what's normally charged in other?
I don't know if it's the way the specifications were written or what, but I would think that most other places, most other communities for these types of services, the school district, whatever, they receive multiple bids typically. So one bidder is surprising to me.
And we had one bidder last year too, you're saying?
Or, yes, the same company.
The same one bidder.
Did we have any complaints on their work, or how has it been, their work, Mike? Would you know?
You guys know?
Because we didn't have any bad storms. Oh, it's only
This
when
is only if we
when
need them, right?
Yeah.
This is emergency.
It's only in an emergency,
Emergency.
when we
Yeah,
can't
if we get like
handle
a 3-foot snow, then you're going to need to call them in.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
so-
so we didn't use
yeah.
them last year.
Yeah.
Did we use them the year before?
I don't think so.
A couple of years ago. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
You're going back like
Thank
5,
you.
6
Thank you.
years then.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, roll call?
Bast,
Yes.
Mope,
Yes.
Mundy,
Yes.
Shatter,
Yes.
Perry.
Yes, pass 5-0. This concludes the business portion of our meeting. Comments from the audience. Again, stick to some minutes. Comments, remember, comments.
Okay, Dee Deacus, Hazleton. It's my understanding that St. Joe's Hospital has been tax exempt until they sold it. Now, I'm curious on whether they really had to write for a tax exemption, because I looked at the deed of when they sold it, and the one thing they put in the deed was that it couldn't be used as a medical building, which prevented it from being sold to a profit hospital such as Geisinger. And I'm just wondering if that violated its nonprofit status, and that should be something that should be looked into. Thank you.
I believe that has been on the tax rolls since they
Since they
vacated.
sold it,
purchased
I think it got put back on once they sold it, didn't it?
Yes. Well, I think it was on the tax rolls prior to
Or
that.
yeah, or
when they
even
stopped
after, yeah.
As a hospital, I believe
Yeah.
it was put back on. We have the list. I'll check that.
Thank you.
Steve, did they enjoy the benefit of being non-taxable because of that clause or codicil that they had in there, that it couldn't be used?
I thought it was because they were listed as some type of a nonprofit, just as the Hazleton General pays no property tax, their tax
I
exempt
understand
also.
that, but with that codicil that was in there, it eliminated the ability for them to be purchased by another hospital or whatever.
I'm not aware of any details on that,
Okay.
but I'll check to see if
Check
that...
on it for me,
if-
thank you.
I believe that is on the tax rolls, though, but I'll check.
Okay.
Grace Kuzo. I want to say Broad Street looks gorgeous with the Christmas lights. But I want to ask a question. What happened to the light poles on Broad Street? Does anybody know? Because you know what? They might look nice around City Hall. Does anybody know where they're at?
I guess we'll have to check with PennDOT or something.
The
old
they
light
were
poles.
owned
Light
by
standards.
Arts.
Oh, light standards.
In essence, the city. The former lights on Broad Street when they were taken out.
I had asked you that before, Steve. What did we do with them? Did we sell them?
I thought they went up to the highway garage somewhere in that, I don't know, I'm not sure.
Does the highway garage have them?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure Steve will find out about where that went to.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll check him, I'll ask, check him.
Yeah, they would look really nice around City Hall, don't you think? And since we have them, it's just a suggestion. It might look very, very nice.
That or
And
Diamond
can you
Avenue.
find out where they all went to? Because we're looking at quite a number of
I
them.
don't know where that went with PennDOT. Is that something that they purchased, that they part of that whole deal? I don't know what happened to them. I don't know. We'll
Those
have to
lights
figure it-
belong to us. I
Well, I
mean,
don't-
we
I mean,
had to go
that's-
purchase our new lights on top of it.
Right, I don't know what happened to them.
We didn't sell them. We didn't sell them.
We'll find out because that's a massive amount of money that I'm assuming is involved.
Yeah, I don't know what they're,
I'm not sure they're
I don't know if they,
worth anything.
would they sell for scrap or?
I say
I
they
don't
sell
know.
for scrap, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Remember when we talked about the lighting, I said, you know,
Lights
if
across
they
the
were
street are
sold, we could
terrible.
possibly use that money towards buying LED lights.
Anybody else? Comment from the audience? Okay, thank you. Comments, Steve, anything you want to say?
I had, I guess, a couple things that, one came up last time. I don't know if there was going to be, I think there was some talk about if it was a work session or whatever it might be called to just talk about the budget. I think it is important, as Dr. Sosar, I think, mentioned earlier, to be able to go over some of the things in more detail. I am going to provide some descriptions of items that were, there was another column on the page that needs to be updated. I'm sorry for not getting that to you earlier, because it is hard to determine just looking at one of these line items what might be included in it. So, but even with a few words after each one of these, it still may not provide enough detail. But I don't know if there's a way to schedule some time, or if there was a plan to schedule some time to do that, or whether it would be done in the daytime or whatever, to go over what items might be in here, what isn't in here. So that would be one thing that we'd look to. The other would be the need to review the contracts or the timeframes for the collection of the delinquent tax collections for most of this taxes in the city end on June 30th of 2014. Whether we want to look at Berkheimer is doing those delinquent tax collections, I think there should be a look at possibly an RFP, or look at some other firms that maybe could provide some of those services to the city. I don't know if there's any interest, there isn't a lot of time, but if there's any interest in putting out the tax collections out and getting, I think it was mentioned Keystone or some other companies can provide that service that I could get with them.
We had proposals, I think, from the other companies when we were down at the county. And I think when we were hiring Berkheimer, we had asked you about, you know, having,
Like Northeast Revenue
them
wanted
come in.
a part of that too, I think.
Pardon?
Right? Northeast Revenue.
But if there's an interest, I certainly will look at that. We've done that for some of the fees that we collect. The rental fees are, that was done, and the sewer transmission fee. But I think maybe some of the other ones, the per capita taxes are generally, don't seem like they're collected in a great, or at least from a percentage standpoint, the collection isn't all that good. And the mercantile tax
well, we
is
have
another
until
one.
June, right? June 30th?
if there's a different tax collector or a billing agent, may need to happen sooner than that.
Well, it gives us time then when council comes on, is what I'm saying.
All right.
Okay. That it? Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay, Jean?
I'd like to thank everybody and our new council members. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We don't always yell, but it happens occasionally. But let me say this to you.
Only some
Yelling
people
is
do.
a good thing. You know why? Because it's a difference of opinion, and it's one side fighting for what they believe in and the other side. Usually when we're yelling, it's for the taxpayers. So please bear with us and don't mind. I'd like to thank the parents, and I'm very proud of your children, and I'm very proud of the parents that you had their children raised so nicely that they would want to participate in our community and get involved. I'd like to thank the departments once again. You always do a great job for us, and that's all our departments. And I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and enjoy the holiday.
Thank you.
And our news people.
I just have one thing to say. I mean, I expected this tonight. I expected you guys wouldn't vote for the stormwater fee, because I know you take your orders from John Keegan, and that's what he told you to do. And
Oh, come
you
on,
went that way.
Jack.
But that,
Come on,
I know. I didn't think you would sink that low.
I think you could sit right here and be chairman next year, Jack,
Yeah,
and you
I
can
know.
do what you want.
I'll fix your mess, but this is
Okay,
your
yes,
mess. This is your
okay, yeah.
$500,000 that you put in the budget.
Well,
That
Jack,
you
go
were
ahead.
the savior of the city. You reduced from 83 to 43, and now it's not there. So you guys created this mess, and we're going to have to fix
All
it.
right, Jack. All right.
And that's all it is. And I can't believe you would think this is a slap in the face to all those people that voted for you.
Jack.
That's what it is. It's a slap in
Voted
the
for
face
you.
to the people that believed in you. That's what it is. Because you're leaving Hazleton
Okay,
with a
Jack.
mess.
Oh, yes.
You're leaving it with a mess.
You had nothing to do with it. I guess.
Hey, I had ideas. Nobody listened to me.
Teflon Jack.
From
He
day
doesn't
one.
nuts and the sticks.
You had the majority.
Actually, I thought they
The
would have
ideas
stepped up
were
to
no
the plate.
ideas. But go ahead. All right, who's next?
But I mean,
Right.
I would like to see, in all due respect, I mean, you know, when we were outside the firehouse on election night, you were introducing yourself as, you know, Jack Mundy, and I won't vote to raise your taxes, and as a matter of fact, I will vote to lower your taxes. So I hope that could happen. I'm a Hazleton
Well,
resident.
you know, now I'm going to have to. You
No,
created
I'm
a
just-
problem.
yeah, it's not
You
creating
created
anything.
the
You
problem.
knew that was coming.
You created the problem.
You act like it's not your city, Jack.
let's
To
move
have
on. Let's move on.
600,000 we were losing, you didn't want to take responsibility. You said, I'm a part-time member of the
Oh,
mayor's position.
I didn't
Let's
pass
move on.
that budget. You passed it. You
I
voted for it.
know.
I voted no.
But you didn't have any answer,
I did have
Jack.
ideas.
What
You
was
wouldn't listen
it?
to me.
Go sell
I had
land.
lots of
Go sell
ideas.
land. That's fantasy,
Excuse
Jack.
me,
Yeah.
excuse
Okay.
me. Enough of
Yeah,
the
that's it.
bickering
Okay?
right now.
Go ahead. We done? Keith, your turn.
No,
Go
I
ahead,
have
Keith.
something to
We've
say.
already done. You're done.
Well, done or not,
You're done.
this
Go
is
ahead.
ridiculous.
Go ahead.
I would like to congratulate all the junior council members and look forward to working with you over the next year. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and the parents of everyone. I'm sure that you're very proud of your sons and daughters, and look forward to meeting you after the meeting. I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. I'd also want to just add this. At the end of, I want to thank two members of the community, John Piletsky and my father, Ray Bast, who've been on the zoning board for an extended period of time here, and have given a lot of their time to the city. After their zoning meeting tonight, they're both resigning from the zoning board. So I just wanted to thank both of them for their time that they have put in, you know, at home and when they do come here with all the work. So I just wanted to say that they're having a meeting that started right around now, and I know that they're both handing in their letters after the meeting. So I just wanted to mention them and wanted to thank them
You
publicly.
can tell them the reason they're resigning.
I'm sure it'll be out there.
Again, sure.
that
I
they get-
wanted
I think
to
they-
let them
Okay.
personally, if after this meeting, if the media wants to go over there, I think that it would be better asking them. I don't want to speak for them. I would rather they both speak for themselves. That's kind of how I like
But
to do it.
I would like to thank them.
And so, and hopefully we can kind of have some meetings on this budget because I couldn't pass taxes without having a budget. That's kind of where I was coming from tonight. So I'd like to thank everyone for coming.
Junior counsel would like to say? Go ahead. You done? Wait,
Yeah.
before that, go ahead.
I'd
No, if
like
you're
to
finished.
wish everyone the best on junior council. I'm sure you'll represent your families very well here. Really, contrary to popular belief, I really don't talk to the mayor. And, one of the issues that I've had here, from the beginning of this year and years prior, there always seems to be a disconnect with, City Hall. Communication lacked. And, try to, as we move forward, hopefully the administration, people in, the various departments will open up the communication with everyone in the various boards that we have in this city. I hope that, especially with the code enforcement, maybe one of you guys could get together and have some kind of education, toward all the board members, because I hear a lot of, concerns and complaints from various people about code enforcement that we have in the city. So I think what our responsibility is to educate people, and I hope that we'll come out and do that and hopefully, open up communication. I couldn't vote on anything, really pertaining to the budget because I haven't heard anything, really so much about it. We have a duty to pay our pensions, so that's why I voted for that. So
Thank you. Would any of the junior counsel like to say a few words? You're certainly welcome to make a comment here if you have anything to say. We do want to welcome you. You can get your point across without yelling. I hope I can convey that, but you can certainly speak your piece. So if you have anything you want to say, you can. But we thank you for coming. Please look over these things. You'll get them in advance. If you have something to say, you can certainly contact. Or again, we want the students' opinions. That's what's the most important here. That's why you're here.
Maybe, Steve, you could email them our budget.
Do you want to write down your email addresses?
Not a bad idea.
Yeah,
Let's-
do we
Jack,
have-
I gave them a copy of the budget.
Yeah, I said they probably already have that, yes. So look it over, and this is what you see. If we welcome your opinions. They're very valuable because you want to be part of this solution. I think that's part of it. So I thank you for coming. Anything to say? You guys are okay? All right. Again, thank you. You come from a wide range of schools in the area, but you live in the city, so that's why you're here. I do want to say a few things. Again, I did receive this in my mailbox. There's over 160 signatures, and this, and just reading it, is a petition to way to make the city safer is to increase police force. We believe that with additional officers, there's no way to combat crime that's beginning to overrun our beautiful town. We, the undersigned citizens of Hazleton, are requesting that the city council find a way to hire at least 6 new officers, giving the patrol 2 divisions more officers per shift. We also request the city council figure out a long-term plan to fund these officers in the police department to continue to grow safety and protection of these men in the community. So there is a lot of signatures here. I just received this when I came. Obviously we all want lower taxes. We want increased safety. So we'll let the current members and the new members coming to come up with some ideas for that. But I do appreciate the discussions we have and any communications that we have. And I wish everyone a great Thanksgiving. So motion to adjourn.
So moved.